But first, I want to talk about the double standard that sees Israel Folau condemned and stripped of his livelihood, while rugby league players protesting the anthem are applauded far and wide. This week, we've seen many of the same characters who think it's perfectly fine for Israel Folau to be sacked for sharing his religious beliefs on his own Instagram page, applaud Indigenous rugby league stars such as Cody Walker and Will Chambers for boycotting the national anthem at the state of origin. There is even talk from some federal politicians, both Liberal and Labor, about changing the words of the anthem to appease the activist players. Meanwhile, the NRL chairman, Peter Beattie, appeared on Sky News this week to again rule out Folau returning to rugby league, despite at least one club being interested in recruiting the former Wallaby star. Beattie said, and I quote, "Our position on Israel Folau remains the same. We are an inclusive game with respect for all. He will not be considered for registration." Clearly, respect for all doesn't include devout Christians with Instagram accounts. But interestingly, Beattie had a very different point of view when it came to the anthem protesters at the state of origin. He said, "We're supportive of them. We're not going to make a big thing out of it. We respect their right to have a different view." So players who advocate leftist grievance politics, no matter how divisive and damaging to the image of the game, will be supported and respected. But a Christian quoting the Bible is out on his ear. And for the final time, Folau never had a social media clause in his contract or instructions on what he could or could not post on Instagram. And for the record, I do not want to see the rugby league anthem protesters sacked or even sanctioned for their on-field protest, just like I don't want to see Folau deprived of his livelihood for stating his religiously held beliefs. I don't agree with the anthem protesters, nor do I agree with the devout Christians, but I respect their right to free expression. See, it's not hard to be consistent.